Hey guys, back with another video, and I'm not using my tripod this time. So this video is going to be a February TBR. I haven't done a TBR video in a long time. And that is for a reason. I genuinely just have not had the time. And I haven't done a wrap-up video in quite some time. So hopefully this will be the month that will get me started back on that. So every year I always participate in the Blackathon. I think this will be the third or fourth year that I've done it. I can't remember. Probably should have checked on that before this video, huh? Okay. Anyway, I'm always also on Team Thriller. Because the list for, or the prompts for Team Thriller can be more fitting to my style of reading. Okay, so there are 4 prompts, and the prompts are, prompt 1 is a book that explores the duality of vengeance and justice. Prompt 2 is a book with mental health, physical health, neurodivergent representation. So I believe it could have either one of those. Prompt 3 is a book with an adjective in the title. And prompt 4 is the group pick, which is The Perfect Ruin. It's a debut book by a debut Black author. And let me go ahead. I'm using my computer, so that's another reason why I'm not using my tripod, because I will probably turn this around so you can see what the books look like. So I put all my books on the Goodread app. My iPod. Oh my gosh, I went all the way back there. My iPad is dead, so and it logged me out of all of my book apps. So I couldn't pull them up on there like I usually do when I have my phone on my tripod. Then I usually use either my physical copies or my iPad for the electronic copies. And I couldn't do that this time because my iPads are dead, both of them, and it signed me out of both of them on my book apps. I think my boys, because of them reading my or not reading, but them playing games on the iPad, and then the iPad had to update with a whole new iOS system. I think it just locked me out because of that. But I don't know my passwords to log back on. Okay, and also if you're wondering, it is at nighttime, so yeah, February 5th at night, so I'm already wrapped up, ready for bed after this video. Sorry, not sorry. All right, anyway, so for the first prompt, if you don't remember, the first prompt is a book that explores duality of vengeance and justice. So I have 2 books that I'm going to choose from for the first one. And one book is not that one, this one right here. First book is, I don't know if you can see that, but it is Ghost Boys. I have the physical copy at work in my school library, but it's pretty much, I'll just read the synopsis, which is 12-year-old Jerome is shot by a police officer who makes a mistake of thinking that his toy gun is a real gun, and he shoots him. The little boy is dead. The cop wrestles with what he's doing, and the boy wrestles with him being dead. The community wrestles with what's happening. So this could also be a double dip with the third prompt, I believe. No, it's the second prompt. one of the prompts, whichever the prompt is for, let me see, what prompt is it? Oh yeah, it's the second. So it could be a double dip with the second prompt, a book on mental health. Go back. So yeah, it says soon Jerome meets another ghost, Emmett Till, a boy from a very different time but similar circumstances. Emmett helps Jerome process what has happened on a journey towards recognizing how historical racism may have led to the events that ended his life. Jerome also meets Sarah, which is the daughter of the police officer who shot him, and she's grapples with the decision that her father made in killing Jerome. I mean, it's obvious in that it wasn't an easy decision for the daughter. And as I'm assuming, once we read, also not an easy decision to make a call like that for the police officer either. But don't know until we read, right? The second book that I could choose between, and this book has been on my book list, which is my never-ending TBR for quite some time, and I finally found a copy of this book at the Goodwill for $1, and it is Native Son. And this book is can also double dip in mental illness, as far as like feelings of hopelessness and not being able to be successful while Black in America. But it says right from the start, Bigger Thomas had been heading for jail. It could have been for assault or petty larceny, but by chance it was for murder and rape. Native Son tells the story of this young Black man caught in a downward spiral after he kills a young white woman in a brief moment of panic. Set in Chicago in the 1930s, Wright's powerful novel is an unsparing reflection on the poverty and feelings of hopelessness experienced by people in inner cities across the country, and of what it means to be Black in America. So that is that book. That's been on my list for quite some time. Next prompt, which is prompt 2, and which is mental illness, mental health, physical health, neurodivergent representation. So, like I said, this could be a double dip into there. Ghost Boys could be a double dip into there. One is dealing with grief, like family grief and community grief, and then the boy himself dealing with grief and grasping the concept of him being dead in Ghost Boys. Ghost Boys. And then this has also been on my list for a couple years, and I've had it in a couple TBRs. This is Beloved. It is about a young girl. It says staring unflinchingly into the abyss of slavery. Staring unflinchingly into the abyss of slavery. This spell-binding novel transformed history into a story as powerful as Exodus and as intimate as a lullaby. Scythe, its protagonist, was born as a slave and escaped to Ohio, but 18 years later, she is still not free. She has too many memories of a sweet home, the beautiful farm where so many hideous things happen. And Scythe's new home is haunted by a ghost of her baby, who died nameless and whose tombstone is engraved with a single word, beloved. Filled with bitter poetry and suspense as tight as a rope, Beloved is a towering achievement by Nobel Prize Laurent, I don't know that word, I'm not even going to lie to you, Toni Morrison. But the description that I got on here is one that I actually like better. if I can find it. But I mean, it deals with grief and um nope, that's not even the one I found. Well, I had so many tabs open, I think I might have exited out of the tab that I was looking at originally. But that's neither here or there. But it is mental. It is a book on that covers or touches on mental health of grief. Um, so that is why I put that on there. Um, but the third prompt is a book with an adjective in the title. Um, honestly, this is an adjective in the title. Native son, son being the noun, native being the adjective, could be a double dip. What other books on my list? So I don't really, to be perfectly honest, have one exactly for that one, but it's one that's in there. But other choices that I have on my list that covers the prompts, I believe, is The Devil Inside by Victor Lavelle. So far, there hasn't been a book by him that I have not loved. This is a comic style book. This also deals with mental health. If I'm choosing not to double dip, but it is about a man who is not mentally unstable, getting locked into a mental facility. And let's see, it says Pepper is a rambunctious big man, minor league troublemaker, working class hero. In his mind, he's a working class hero. And suddenly, the surprise inmate of a budget strapped mental institution in Queens, New York. He's not mentally ill, but that doesn't seem to matter. He is accused of a crime he can't quite square with his memory. In the darkness of his room on his first night, he's visited by a terrifying creature with the body of an old man and the head of a bison, who nearly kills him before being hustled away by the hospital staff. It's no delusion. The other patients confirm that a hungry devil roams the hallways when the sun goes down. Pepper rallies three other inmates in a plot to fight. I'm sorry. Pepper rallies three other inmates in a plot to fight back Dory and octogenarian schizophrenic who's been on the ward for decades and knows all its secrets. Coffee, an African immigrant with severe OCD who tries desperately to send alarms to the outside world. And Lucci, a bipolar teenager girl who acts as the group's enforcer, battling the pill pushing staff, one another, and their own minds. They try to kill the monster that's stalking them, but can the devil die? So, while the main patient isn't a mental or have mental illnesses himself, the other three, what do you call them? I don't co main characters do have mental illnesses and they fight those. So that definitely covers three all by itself. And then, of course, we have Hide and Seeker, which is also one that I have at school. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me go back. I don't know if I showed you guys the cover of that one, that last one. So here is the cover. Nothing fancy, just sorry. I accidentally turned my camera off. So nothing fancy, it's just the words on the cover. And then we have Hide and Seeker. And Hide and Seeker is I think it is a retelling of Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill went up the hill to get a bucket of water, right? So Justin and Z go up the hill. Justin comes back down. Z disappears for a year. But when he comes back, something's not right. And I actually have this one. Let's see if I can enlarge the cover and see if that'll be better. But I also have this hard copy of this one, but it's also at work. So let's see. That's what that cover looks like. I literally just decided what books that I could potentially read, so that's why I don't have many of them with me. And then some of these I'm also going to be reading on my Overdrive app and my Hoopla app. So the Victor Lavelle book I will be reading on my Hoopla, and then the other ones will be either physical copy or on my Overdrive app. All of which I have both the audio and the electronic books already checked out. So depending on where I'm at and so depending on where I'm at and what I'm doing, it'll either be audio or physical or electronic. So when I'm at home, I usually read my physical books. When I'm in my classroom on my lunch break, I usually read my electronic books, so I don't have to haul them back and forth. And then when I'm driving in the car, it's usually audio because you cannot drive and read at the same time. So, and also when I'm cooking dinner, it's also physical, or not physical, it's also audio because I can't pick up the book and cook dinner at the same time. And I've tried that, and it always ends up with me either dropping something hot on myself or burning something, and I can't be burning no food. But anywho, those are my choices for my my February read. So those will literally be the books that I read in February, as well as finishing Kingdom Woman with my girls from church, and which is in my bedroom. It's in my bedroom. Give me 1 minute. Okay. So I will be finishing Kingdom Woman with my girls at church, and this, I would say that this will fall under mental health if it was in one of those categories, but thriller, this is not a thriller, just mental health. And also I will be finishing Dr. Darius Daniels' Relational Intelligence. These are also books by Black authors. These are Christian books by Black authors. So they will be getting finished this month. This one I will be reading solo, and this one is the ones I'm reading with the ladies at church, and we have 3 chapters left to go in that one. So that is my February TBR / my Blackathon TBR, and I honestly am not gonna say that I'm gonna be certain and for sure to get through all of these books. It is my hope that I will get through all of these books, and my reason that I have books that will double dip into more than one prompt, because being a first year teacher is no joke. With the late, staying at work late, or just bringing work home to make sure that you're on top of lesson plans. I am working on trying to manage my time better. I had a handle on it, and then I got a new job of being a teacher, and now I got to figure it all out with that. So that's where I'm at. And that is this video, and until the next one, bye.